This video contains content that may be confronting.
Returning to our breaking news now, verdicts have just been handed down in the case against a religious group accused of causing the death of an 8-year-old diabetic girl in Toowoomba in 2022. Talissa Saganto joins us now live from the Supreme Court in Brisbane. Hi Talissa, so who's been found guilty?
Good afternoon, Ros. Well, all 14 defendants in this case have just been convicted over the death of Elizabeth Struhs. That's including her father, Jason Struhs, and the leader of the congregation that he was part of, Brendan Stevens. Now, they were both charged with murder originally, but they were acquitted of that more serious offence and found guilty of manslaughter. The girl's mother, Kerry Struhs, and her brother, Zachary Struhs, and the rest of the group, they were also found guilty of manslaughter. So just to recap this case, Elizabeth Struhs was a type 1 diabetic. She required insulin injections every day, and in January 2022, her parents made the decision to withdraw that medication. She became critically unwell and over several days was slowly dying inside her home as a number of people, the members of this group, all sat around and prayed and sang instead of getting her emergency help. So they faced a mammoth trial here in Brisbane last year. It ran for about 9 weeks. They were all self-represented and it was judge only. The prosecution's case at that trial essentially was that because of their dangerous religious views, the fact that they completely rejected the medical system and refused to see doctors or used medication was the reason the little girl died. Effectively, that has been determined today by Justice Martin Burns. He's found that all 14 are responsible for her death.
And how did the group react to their verdicts?
Well, there was no obvious reaction in court today from them. There were a number of people in court. It's actually been across 2 courts. There is an overflow because of how many defendants there are. They had to repurpose the main courtroom so they can sit at bar tables. As I said, they were representing themselves. So in that main courtroom, the gallery that is remaining was full. There were media, there were some supporters and just interested court watchers. There wasn't any real reaction from those people either. Once all the verdicts were handed down, each defendant was asked whether if there was a reason sentence shouldn't be imposed on them. They all answered no. Now, this isn't particularly surprising. Throughout the trial, they never denied the allegations. They did dispute that a crime actually took place, but they said they weren't legally going to fight their prosecutions, and they were adamant throughout the trial that they just believed in God. They believed that they should be allowed to believe in the healing power of prayer, and they also believed that Elizabeth will be risen from the dead, and they've maintained that stance since their arrest. So what comes next will be a sentencing hearing for all 14 of these people. Now, that is a lengthy process. It's where submissions can be made from both defendants and the prosecutors about what sort of punishment they should face. Now, Justice Burns did highly urge them to seek legal representation for this sentencing, and that is set down at the moment. It's penciled in for 2 weeks in February.